You forget who you're talking to, Fred."
"That, my dear, is one thing I never do when dealing with the likes of you," he answered matter-of-factly. "What's your play here? The clock's ticking."
"Fine." Beatrice removed the camera from the tripod, and Officer Briggs watched as she deleted this morning's recording. She set down the camera and then smoothed her dress down. She pressed the remote control button to restart the camera and began to record. "Hello, little bees. This is your queen bee, Beatrice Smith, reporting to you live from the mighty skyscrapers of Manhattan. All the society gossip and fashion you could possibly want." Beatrice continued, manufacturing an air of excitement as she spoke. "And I have some exciting news today that is not without irony. My channel and its production company have been purchased by RexCorp. So now I technically work for my ex-husband and can't really get into the details of our divorce, which I suspect may have just gotten messier now that he owns an asset with 60 million followers. Thank you, by the way." Fred's face started turning red at the way Bernice was skirting the rules. "I am also now contractually obligated to make a public apology to Roosevelt Memorial Hospital, Dr. Quinn Murphy, and Mr. Fred Smith for saying anything on my entertainment program that caused harm to them or their family. And I would ask that my followers not bully them or harass them. That's not why we're here. Now, let's talk about the ridiculous hats at last night's opera premiere at the Met, shall we?" Fred nodded to Beatrice, who continued to enthuse as he and Officer Briggs turned to leave the room. In the hallway, Fred said, "If you could just stay here until my representative arrives, I appreciate it. There's no telling what she might do. If you hear a violation, shut it down." He shook the officer's hand and walked to the elevator. At Roosevelt Hospital, Quinn was finally ready for ambulatory transport back home to the penthouse. Dr. Crawford had told her that the prognosis was good enough to release her to round-the-clock medical care at home. She was groggy, for sure, but what she did understand was that she was going to be all right. Dr. Crawford walked beside her gurney as the nurses moved it into the elevator and then pushed the up button. "Up?" asked Quinn, confused. "Yes, up to the roof with you. I'm not putting you in an ambulance right after you in a car accident. That might be triggering for you. You, my dear, get a far more luxurious ride." "Helicopter?" Quinn managed. "Yes, indeed," said Dr. Crawford. "It will be so much faster and safer this way. This life flight copter will fly you right to the helipad outside of your penthouse, and the nurses will wheel you right into the medical suite, all in about 15 minutes. "Wow," said Quinn, her eyes rolling back into her head from the painkillers. Nora practically had to sit on the children as their mother was wheeled back into the penthouse from the helipad outside. Fred was on hand, showing everyone where things were. Fred's hired team of nurses and the doctor stood by as the nurses from Roosevelt Hospital transferred her to the hospital bed inside the penthouse's medical suite and received all documents and instructions before the Roosevelt staff left again in the life flight helicopter. "But I just want to see her," cried Sammy. "I won't even bother anyone. I just want to sit in the doorway and look at her. I need to see her." "I suppose that won't do any harm," said Nora gently, letting the little girl run upstairs. Sammy crouched in the doorway as Fred sat beside Quinn's bed, holding her hand. Quinn looked like she was asleep, but Fred was talking to her just the same. He had no idea that Sammy was sitting in the doorway because the child had been too distracted by the sight of her mother in a hospital bed to make her presence known. "I'm so sorry," Fred said to Quinn tenderly, unaware of her daughter's presence. "I know that this is supposed to be a fake engagement, a business arrangement between us, but I care about you so much. I feel responsible for what happened." Little Sammy's mind spun. Was their engagement really a fake? But Fred had said he loved their mother, and now he was saying that the car accident might have been his fault? It was all too much. Sammy ran away in tears. She ran into her room and packed some clothes and a stuffed animal. She passed by Fred's office, saw his phone on the desk, and grabbed it. Then, 6-year-old Sammy Murphy snuck onto the elevator that would take her to the lobby. Sammy was running away from home.
Hi, Quinn here. Our journey on YouTube has come to an end, but you can still catch us on the Pocket FM app. Install now